I forgot to record when talking about circles, which is probably fine. It was much better participation, but it's kind of a Math C topic that we just want to sort of temporarily load into your brain. So when you see it later, it makes more sense. And circles have a challenge. Everything so far has been about flat edges. I want to add up flat edges to find perimeter. Or for area, I want to make a box that comes off the flat base of a shape. But there's nothing flat in a circle, so what do I do? And the answer is that the measurement that's sensible for a circle is how wide it is or how tall it is, and that'll be the same, because with a circle, you can just kind of spin it. The width and the height are the same. So I can think of that as my measurement. And if I had a string that long and then set it on my circle, how many times would I have to set it down to go all the way around? So Wikipedia has this nice animation. I put it in the recording for a moment. So there's my circle of width 1, and I'm going to just unroll it, and it goes around a little more than 3 times, but not much more than 3 times. And you can see that happening back on this slide, that this length fits a little more than 3 times around my circle. Certainly not a 4th time, that would overdo it. So we need some answer for how far this is, because people want to know what's the perimeter of a circle. Since we can't really measure it the same way as we measure flat things, then we're just going to call it a name. And the name we use is pi, and we write the letter pi. If you have a circle whose width is 1, then the distance around it is pi. And that's simply the name for it. It's not like you have to find pi. You just find the distance around with your tape measure, and that's pi. How about how much area a circle takes up? Well, to find area, remember we take things and wrap them in a box, and we see how they compare to that box. This triangle was half of the box, so that the area of the triangle was half of base times height. Here we can put a box around a circle. How much of that box does the circle cover? First, we notice the whole box was 4 times r, because each one of these was an r times r, and the whole box we cover with 4 of them. R, by the way, is the radius, the half of the width. That's just a jargon that I should have defined more carefully. But 4r times r is too big. The circle doesn't cover all of this box because the little yellow bits stick out. So again, it covers more than 3 of these r times r boxes, but not all 4. And the kind of magical thing, which I can't prove to you, is it's the same number. It's pi r times r boxes, more than 3, but less than 4. So we could just plug things in. What's the perimeter of this circle? Pi times the width. So for this one, we had to do the whole width was 2, and 2 more was 4. So we did a pi times 4, and we got 12.6, and we just wrote that down. So just plug things into formulas and you get your answer. Then we did some more things I'm not going to try and talk about in the recording because they were a little complicated.